Hey, hey, gorgeous women on the rise. We are live for day one of the Fabulously Fully Booked Challenge. Now, as I give you a couple of minutes to find your way on over here, as you hop on, I'd love you to say hello. I would also love you to tell me in the comments, Anita, lovely to see you, Anita. I'd love you to tell me in the comments what your business is, because as I've seen people joining this group ready for the challenge. Whoop, whoop. Lucy, hello. Kay, hello. It's gorgeous to see you. Marie, hello. Gorgeous, gorgeous women. Say hello to me, everybody. It's fabulous to see you this morning. I have got 5 days of epic value and so much stuff to share coming your way. I'm really excited to be diving into all things fully booked. I love it. It's like, whoop, give me a whoop, whoop. It's so cheesy, isn't it? But I love a bit of whoop, whoop and a bit of hell yes. So please do say hello, because it's lovely to see who's here. Tell me how you're feeling today. It's so nice with the sun shining outside. Summer is on its way. And we are going to be diving in today to training number 1 of you becoming fabulously fully booked. So give me a hell yes if you're excited. During today's training, I want you to talk to me. So I really want you to be giving me feedback, because I've got questions that I want to be asking you, and you answering me. And I really want you to dive deeper with this training. So if you can only watch this and you can't actually type in your answers, then that's okay. Totally understand. You might be in places where you can't actually connect. But you can take the learning from this deeper by really connecting, by typing in your answers, by thinking it through, by taking notes, things like that, because it takes what you hear from me now to a deeper level. It actually embeds it into your subconscious, which is what we want to be doing, right? Because we want to get you to not just fully booked, but fabulously fully booked. So as you're hopping on, what I would love you to do is, if you haven't said hello yet, say hello. Even if you're watching the replay, say hello. And I'd love you to tell me about your business. What do you do? And also, because there are two levels of fully booked. The first level is just fully booked. And if you're just starting in your business, or maybe in your place where your business feels like it's struggling a little bit and you're not yet at that fully booked stage, fully booked in itself might feel amazing to you. But actually, we want to surpass fully booked, and we want to get to what I call fabulously fully booked. And I'm going to talk to you in a bit more depth about that later. So Lucy, lovely to see you, gorgeous. Annabella, hello, Marie. So we've got wedding planner, how exciting, coaching and therapy business. Sarah, lovely to see you. Personal development coach, polished claws, press on nails. I like that. Like I so need my nails doing right now. Absolutely love it. We have got a real mix of businesses in here, and I think that that's really exciting. So as I share all the content for the next 5 days in this challenge, obviously I might not always be able to make it or give an example to your specific business. So all the time, everything that I share is going to be relevant to your business. So I want you to think, how is this relevant to me? How is this going to grow my business? How can I tweak this or look at it at a different angle, so that I'm absolutely taking steps forward by listening to this training? So we've got loads of you on the line, which is super exciting. Are you ready to join into today's training? Got it. You're a painter. That's gorgeous, and have 2 furniture businesses. Love it. A Cambridge weight plan consultant. Amazing. Oh, we've got so many gorgeous women here. So there is a combination, a real combination. There's some of you women in this group who I love and adore and know really well. Some of you who are working with me now. There's others of you who are brand new. So if you're brand new to this space, what I just want to tell you is, firstly, I should probably share this because I always forget. My name is Claire McPherson. I'm a business growth and mindset coach. I've been coaching for about 10 years now. I began my business in person. So it was an in-person business, and I took it online about 4 years ago. And my business has changed hugely over that amount of time. I've also had in-person businesses. So I've owned a fish and chip shop. I've had children's play centre. I've ran all kinds of things. There is a whole host of things that I've done in the past. So there's lots and lots of experience that I can bring to the table and share with you around becoming fabulously fully booked. So it's great to have you all here. Gosh, there's loads of comments. It's amazing. Yay! Okay, so firstly, I want to just quickly dive into what I mean. Someone's giving me an angry face by accident. What I mean by fabulously fully booked versus just being fully booked. When I first took my business online, so 4-ish years ago, at first it was just that push of, oh my gosh, where do I find clients? How do I get out there? And where do I find clients is the key one. How many of you say to yourself, where do I find clients? How many of you feel like you're on the search for clients quite often? If you do, give me a little love heart or a little thumbs up. Tell me, do you feel like you're searching, looking for clients so that you can become fully booked? Because we're going to be absolutely diving into that in depth. So I was in that place where I was just like, come on, where are the clients? How do I get fully booked? How am I going to actually make money online in this business? And I tried loads of things. I enrolled in lots of courses. I paid for all kinds of trainings and everything. And eventually, I did become fully booked. I had a real mindset shift, and I've shared the story a number of times in the group, so I won't share that one today. But I eventually hit my pain point, got my act together, and within about 4 or 5 weeks, became fully booked in my business. And I hit my first 5K month. This was a number of years ago now. And to begin with, it was amazing. I was so excited. I was over the moon. I was like, oh my God, thank goodness. At the time, my husband wasn't working, so it was a real relief because I was like, we can pay the mortgage, we can pay the bills. This is fabulous. But very quickly, it stopped being so fabulous because at that time, fully booked in my business was very different to what fully booked today means in my business. And what it meant was I was literally working all the hours. I was exhausted. I was supporting so many one-to-one clients. I had a few groups going as well, but mainly one-to-one clients. And I had none of my boundaries in place. So if a client said, hey, I want a coaching session at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd be like, yeah, great. Okay, let's do that. If a client was like, I want a coaching session at 9 o'clock at night, I was like, yeah, great, let's do that. So I was just coaching all the time because I was in scarce mode and I was just desperate to make enough money to pay the bills, to grow my business. And I wasn't looking after me and my own needs. And I didn't have the boundaries in place. And actually what happened is I hit a place in my business where, yes, I was making a reasonable income, but I was working ridiculous hours. I was feeling burnt out. I was very quickly falling out of love with my business that I had started because it was something that I'd love to do. And I hit a ceiling, and I want to talk about that ceiling. Because I hit that place where time for money I couldn't do anymore. And so, yes, I was fully booked, but I was definitely not fabulously fully booked. How many of you have actually been that and recognized this? So some of you will be saying in your own mind, yeah, fully booked is the goal. But how many of you have maybe been to that place where you have become fully booked, but actually you've hated it because you've had no time, you've had no freedom, you've had no space, you've almost felt like you're drowning under all the work that you've got to do? Give me a little like yes if you've experienced that before. And so that's when I was specifically thinking about this challenge. I thought it was really important to not yet. So we've got Sarah, yes, we've got Lana, yes. So that's why when I was planning this challenge and I wanted to talk about getting fully booked, because lots of people kind of think in their mind's eye, does that make sense? I want to get fully booked. Actually, no, we don't want to just get fully booked. We want to get fabulously fully booked. And that means you might need to look outside the box. It might mean you need to create some new ways of working and some new ways of bringing in income. And we're going to talk about all of that today. So are you ready to dive into it? Isabel, yes, you're currently there and it's not a nice place. Like, it's good in one way because you're like, finally I'm earning some money, but in another way, it's so hard work. Okay, lots of you resonate with that. Cool. Fabulous. So over these 5 days of the challenge, I'm going to be sharing both the mindset and the strategy in action to getting fully booked. Because actually what I've learned over the years, and I'm a huge advocate for this, is we think the problems that we're experiencing are because of the action that we're taking or things outside of ourselves. It's because there are no clients who want our offers, or people won't pay that, or people aren't seeing us, or they're going to someone else down the road, or whatever it might be. We have all these stories that we tell ourselves when things aren't working. And we quite often believe that the problem is outside of us. And what I really want to dive into over these 5 days is that that's not actually the truth. The problem is always internal. It's always in our mindset. When we shift our mindset to a different place, then we'll start taking different action. Then we'll start getting a different result. And also, it's not always just about the action that we're taking. Our energy, our focus, how we're feeling as we take the action is everything. Who's with me and knows what I mean by this? So give me a little thumbs up if it makes sense. If you're thinking, what the hell is she talking about, then stick with this because all will become apparent as we go through these 5 days together. Okay, so my first question to you is, what does fully booked mean to you? What is fully booked in your business? Do you know how many clients that is? Do you know how many? Thank you for the love hearts, they're gorgeous. Do you know how many clients that is? Do you know how many people you need in your programs? Do you know how many appointments that is in your diary? Like, what does fully booked mean to you? That's what I want to know. So I want you to type into the comments, even if you're watching the replay back later of this, I want you to type into the comments, what does fully booked mean for you? And as you're typing that in, what I need to tell you, because I forgot, is all about the prizes that you can win at the end of this challenge. So as you're typing that and as you're thinking, I want you to split your brain in half, listen to me with half of it, and type in your comments with the other half. And don't wait for everyone else, by the way. Dive in and pop in what fully booked means to you. So prizes to be won with a challenge, because I love it when people take part, because I'll be honest, my energy is always way better when there's people live with me. I do not like talking to myself very much. And of course, I'm going to give some gorgeous prizes out to those of you who really stick with it, who have that consistency, who show up, who really show up for yourself and your business over these next 5 days. So you can be in to win one of my programs or one-to-one coaching or another little prize at the end of the 5 days if, number one, you comment on every single video over these 5 days. Number two, you like the video or you give a little love heart or something. And number three, you take the action for the day. So each day of this challenge, you're going to have an action to take and share in the group. So if you do that, all of the days, you will go into a prize draw so that you might be one of the people to win one of the prizes. And I promise you, they are absolutely great, fabulous prizes. So let me read what fabulously fully booked, what actually fully booked means to you right now. Suzanne, oh, I was like that when you did social media, constantly online 24/7. Yes, absolutely. So Sarah, 40 clients a week. Sam, regular ongoing clients. But how many, Sam? I want you to get really specific with this. Anna, you don't know yet. Figure it out. We need to know. We need to know what fully booked means, right? How can you want to be fully booked if you don't know exactly what it means to you, if you can't visualize it in your mind's eye? Everything that we create in this world happens here first. We see it as a picture in our mind before we create it outside of ourselves. So if you want to become fabulously fully booked, you need to know what fabulously fully booked actually means to you. How many clients, how much time, in whatever way you want to measure it. Dor, I don't know how I say your name. Dorachina, if that's how you say it, that's gorgeous, but I might be saying it wrong. No white space in your appointment book. Okay, 10 people in each of your 6-week programs. Love it. Regular clients. Okay, what does regular clients mean? How many? How regular? Give me more info. Get really specific. Regular clients and days full. Okay, again, super specific. I want you all to get really, really specific with this. Arisha, right now, I think it would be 7 clients while you're still working full time. Awesome. 5 clients a day. Fully booked staff as well as myself. Love it. Not worked out how many. Okay. So we've got different things coming through. Some people, it's like full diaries and all the rest of it. Other people, you know, it's a specific number of people. You don't need to be fully booked, but you want more regular inquiry. So it's that consistency. Absolutely understand that. Yeah. And this totally relevant to that as well. Okay, awesome. So lots of you putting all that in there. That's super clear. Brilliant. So you know what fully booked means to you. The next question is, what is currently stopping you from being fully booked? Why? If you're not yet fully booked or you feel like you don't have that constant stream of clients coming to you, what do you think the problem might be, or what's blocking you or stopping you currently from becoming fully booked? And as you're popping that into the comments, I really want you to dive into what this means for you. Why do you think you're not fully booked yet? Or you don't have that consistency of clients coming to you, or you've got some kind of block, or it's just not working for some reason? I'd really love to hear that. Okay, now for me, we fall into stories around this, right? And this is why I want you all to put it down. So when I was in that place, I was trying to get fully booked. The things that would go around my mind were things like, oh, I just can't figure out the marketing. I don't know how to market my business so that people see me, that they know that I exist and will come and work with me. That was one of the things. One of the other things were, why would people come to me? Because there are so many other people doing what I do. Like, how am I going to stand out? How am I going to be different? Another reason is that lots of experts are saying this is the way you get fully booked, right? And I was trying to squeeze myself in a box and follow their system. And it just wasn't feeling good. It was feeling really like out of alignment with me. I wasn't enjoying it. I felt like I was just working really hard and getting nowhere, a bit like running on a treadmill. And what I've learned over the years, and this is really important, right? Because why do you start your own business in the first place? Why do you start your own business in the first place? And feel free to type that in, by the way. I started my own business because, one, I wanted flexibility. I wanted to be able to take my kids to school in the morning. I wanted to pick them up. I wanted to also be able to go on holidays and travel when I wanted, because all of those things are important to me. I wanted more freedom. That travel, really important. I love traveling, and I wanted to be able to, before it, by the way, I was a teacher, and so I could only have holidays when the school was on holiday, and that really felt limited to me. So I wanted to have that freedom of going away whenever I wanted to. I also wanted to have the freedom of living anywhere in the world. So I lived in New Zealand for 5 years. There is every chance that in the future I'll live in another country again. I wanted to know that I could live anywhere and have my own business and reset my business up again, or take it with me. And also, I didn't want to have an income ceiling. I wanted to be able to make however much money I wanted to make without it being stuck to, well, in this job, you earn this amount of money, and feeling like I had to go up that corporate ladder. And most importantly, I wanted to do what I love every single day. I wanted to wake up every single morning feeling excited, feeling alive, going, hell yes, like today I get to do what I love to do. Who's with me on that? So how come quite often we start our business with this gorgeous vision, with so much excitement, knowing that we want freedom, we want flexibility, we want more income, we want to do what we love every single day, and then we can fall into this space where actually it feels really hard. And instead of feeling free, we feel like we're absolutely squished into this box and we don't have any freedom at all, because maybe, and this is what I'm going to go into in a minute, our diary is so full, we've got no time for ourselves. Maybe we're trying to squash in clients all over the place because we're trying to make the kind of money that you want to make. But actually, it's not feeling good because, again, it's constricting your freedom. So all the reasons why you started your business can feel like they disappear. And before long, you can be like, why the heck am I even doing this? This is not fun anymore. This is not freeing anymore. This is also not really raising my income. I've hit a roof and I can't go any further. And so that's where we absolutely don't want to go when it comes to growing a fabulous, gorgeous, fully booked business. So let me see what some of these reasons are. You struggle with advertising, you're brand new, which is obviously understandable, getting clients to pay what you want to charge. Okay, so it feels like there's that block when I want people to, I feel like my program should be priced at this, but no one will pay. People just keep saying no, 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 no. And I've heard this lots of times as well. Competition is very high. Okay, pipeline of inquiries, not the right audience and marketing. Okay, so can you see how all of these things feel like they're on the outside of you? They're problems outside of yourself, which I totally understand. Block on how to reach your ideal clients, feeling like I need to stand out in a saturated market. Okay, yes. And by the way, I had all the same things exactly when I was in that space where first I couldn't get fully booked, and then I felt like I couldn't shift my business to a higher level and I didn't quite know how to. So the brilliant thing is all of these things can change really, really quickly. Who's up to changing really quickly? Now, let's dive into a bit of mindset around this. So you said what you think is stopping you from being fully booked. But I've got a few notes if you're wondering what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to stay on track because I've got loads that I want to share with you today. What I want to know, are you ready for this, is what might being fully booked cost you? Because if you're not fully booked right now, the chances are you've got something going on inside here that's actually blocking you from being fully booked. So in my own business, when I was at that place where I was struggling, I wanted to be earning more money, but I wasn't. When I actually dived into my mindset around it, I had some really key things going on. I had things like, oh my gosh, if I'm fully booked, what if I don't have any time for me or to look after my children? I had this crazy belief, and it seems crazy now, and I know that it's crazy, but at the time I was totally like wrapped up in it. For some reason, I couldn't believe that I could have a successful business and be a really good mom. I felt like I had to choose. I was either going to be a great mom who had loads of time with the kids but no money, or I could have a great business but not the time with my kids that I wanted to have. I felt like I was going to have to choose. And so that subconsciously was blocking me from becoming fully booked. What else? Another thing was I was scared of us as a family starting to rely on my income. So I was like, oh my gosh, what if I start earning this money every month and our bills go up because maybe we decide to buy a new car and we, take out a loan to do that, or we do this or we do that, and our income rises. And then what if I can't sustain that? What if I can't keep clients coming in and suddenly all my clients disappear and I'm not earning any money anymore? And we have problems because, like, for some reason I haven't got that consistency. So I had all these underlying fears that were actually stopping me from getting fully booked, reasons why I wouldn't want to be getting fully booked. Does that make sense? So what I want to know is what might come up for you. Oh gosh, there's loads of comments, and I'll read through some of them in a moment. Loads of comments. What might it cost you to be fully booked, or why might you not want to be fully booked, or what fears do you potentially have about becoming fully booked? Annabella, people will think that you're greedy. Yes, again, that was a huge thing that I had. And I actually shared about this. It was about 18 months ago. In my head, I was like, you know what? I want my coaching business to grow. I believe that I'm at the place now. I've been coaching for a long time. I want to be 20K a month coach. But I was really scared to share that with anyone, because I was like, if I put that out there, people are going to judge that so much. They're going to think I'm so greedy. They're going to think that it's all just about the money. And honestly, it's not. I do what I do because I love it. And when I'm working with clients, I'm there holding their hand fully. So I was like, actually, no. I know that I'm in total integrity in my business. I know that I do this because I can. This is where your beliefs really matter around this, right? And so I really had to tap in, and I actually pushed myself to share a social media post going, I've made the decision to be a 20K a month coach. And actually doing that was such a relief. And what was so funny is I had 4 clients, well, they weren't clients then, 4 people reach out to me who said, hey, I want to get on a call with you because I want you to be my coach. And I had a 20K month, that much. It was my first 20K month. And it was just so funny because the moment that I actually chose it and shared it and decided to let go of that story that was holding me back, absolutely everything started to change. But yeah, so I want to know what those fears are, or what those reasons might be for you. So your time, so that idea of I won't have the time that I want. Self-confidence, actually believing that you're good enough. That's a huge one, right? So often I hear the idea of like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, or what if I'm not good enough? What if all these people sign up to my program or book in with me, and then they come and experience the way that I work, whatever it is that you do, and they hate it and they all want a refund and they all say this was terrible, and like, how would that feel? So that can be a fear in itself, right? And I hear it all the time. Sometimes there's money blocks, and we're going to be talking about money mindset in one of the trainings later this week, because our money mindset plays a huge role in us actually becoming fully booked and receiving the income that we deserve. So money mindset can be huge in terms of if you don't feel safe with money, or if you don't trust yourself with money, or if you've got money, beliefs around, well, money's a bad thing, or there's not enough money to go around, or all those kind of things can actually stop people. Fear over health problems and relying on mum and dad with childcare. Yes, so obviously it's going to cause problems. You can see why these things that we worry about could absolutely show up as blocks in our business and will stop us from taking the aligned action we need to really grow. They will block us every single step of the way, and it will feel like you're having a battle with yourself. It'll feel like constantly this push and this struggle and this battle to try and move further on. Self-confidence, your biggest issue, not enough experience. I hear this all the time again, like, I don't have the experience yet compared to all these other people, but you also know that you need to be out there doing it to get the experience. Becoming overwhelmed, absolutely, I hear that. The learning curve with learning new things and the time to juggle everything, I totally get it. It's like, yes, it's like an affirmation of self-confidence, lack of self-belief, fear of a bad review, although you haven't had any yet, so you know, like, logically. And here's the thing with this, logically, you know it doesn't make sense. Logically, you know, like, this is rubbish, this is ridiculous. But on a subconscious level, these beliefs are really alive, they're really there. And if you've got them, and here's what we can fall into not doing, especially if you into manifesting. If you've read The Law of Attraction, if you've read the book The Secret, give me a little love heart if you've read any of those things. We can fall into the belief that if we look at the problems, will create more of the problem. Can you remember in The Secret? It's actually been a very long time since I've read The Secret, but in The Secret it says something like, if you know, we all hear where focus goes, energy flows. And so we can almost feel afraid to look at our worries and our concerns, because we can think that we're going to create more of them, that it'll expand, that we're making more of what we don't want happen. And so we push it away, and we push and we push and we push. But it's a little bit like, you know, there's like, in my mind's eye, I can see that picture of a cartoon, you know, where like a leak springs out of the wall, and the cartoon character like puts their hands on it to try and stop it, and then suddenly another leak bursts through, and they like put their hands on that one, and then their foot, and they're trying to cover up all these leaks desperately, and it gets worse and worse and worse. When you ignore all of those beliefs that are bubbling up, all those fears and worries, and things that are bubbling up in your subconscious mind, when you ignore them, it's a bit like that leak on the wall. The more you try and stop it, the worse it gets. And so it's really important to take a moment and to allow yourself to go, okay, let's look at what's going on here. What are the fears? What is it that I'm worried about? And so you can actually begin to work through them and release them. So instead of blocking them, you're noticing them, you're going, aha, that's interesting. That's a funny belief for me to have around that. I wonder why I had that. I wonder where that's coming from. Is it true? Is it not? Because most of the time they're not true. And then, hey, now that I realize this, now that I've looked at this, I get to simply let it go. And we're going to talk about more of this later on. So I will dive into it more. Okay, so can you see how some of these worries would totally be stopping you from getting fully booked in your business? Because while you have these worries in your mindset lying in here, how does it actually stop you from taking all the action that you could? Is there action? Are there things that you want to be doing in your business? Or maybe you tell yourself, if I did that thing, I know I would start getting results. But you're holding yourself back because of lack of confidence, worrying about what people will say, worrying about actually becoming too fully booked or too successful, worried that you're not ready, all these different things that you put in. Give me a little love heart or a little thumbs up if you like, yes, totally can understand that. I can see that. That's what we need to be releasing now. So what we need to do, and this is the process I'm going to take you through right now, is firstly, we need to allow ourselves to release all these doubts, all these worries, just notice them and let them go. There are two ways to achieving the results that you want. There are two ways to achieving our goals. Do you want to hear what they are? The first way, and this is the way that we are taught, this is the way that society teaches us, this is the way that schools teach us, that we set our goal, we figure out what we want, so fully booked, whatever that means to you, we figure out what we want, we figure out all the action that we need to take, so I need to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this, and we start that journey to get in there. Will we get the results that we want if we do that? Yes, you probably will. Is it a very fun, enjoyable journey? No. It probably isn't, because when we just set ourselves this goal and we think, okay, these are all the things I've got to do, and maybe you write yourself a massive to-do list and it feels totally overwhelming and a bit like, oh my God, I've got to do all of this. I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to achieve this. It feels too hard. I'll just go to bed and give up now. No, you wouldn't do that. But you know what I mean, right? It can feel really overwhelming and really stressful. And if we try and achieve our goals in that space, it will be hard. It will be busy. We will experience lack of time. We'll feel like every time it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it feels just really goddamn hard work to get all the things done to believe that you can get to fully booked. The other way, the much easier, much more enjoyable way of hitting your goals is to simply step into the version of you who has already achieved it. Because, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean by this if you don't understand. When we step into the version of ourselves who have already achieved this, our mindset is already there, our beliefs are already there, we're thinking the thoughts of the version of us who is already there, and we're automatically taking the aligned action of the person who is already there. So instead of it feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got all these actions to do, and actually lots of these actions are outside your comfort zone, maybe you haven't done them before, maybe you don't feel very confident doing them, that can feel hard, right? It can feel hard, it can feel stressful. Whereas if you're in the mindset of, I'm already fully booked, I'm already doing this, like as the woman who is fully booked in her business, as the woman who is confident and owning it and feeling amazing, What am I just doing on a daily basis? Well, of course, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this, but it flows and it feels easy. And that's where we want to get you to, okay? Because that's what makes all the difference. So what I'd like you to think of for a moment is, at the beginning, lots of you wrote down like you need 40 clients or you need a diary that's full or something like that. First, I just want you to ask yourself, what if there was a different way? What if there was an easier way of being fully booked? Because you get to create fully booked in whatever way you really desire. So firstly, I asked you what fully booked means to you, but what does that equate to income-wise on a monthly basis? Because you don't want to be fully booked just for the hell of being fully booked, right? You want to be fully booked because you want to be receiving that income in your business. So what we need to focus on is, what is that income that you want to be receiving in your business? When you think of yourself as fully booked, how much income are you receiving every month? And that's what I want you to put down. That's the next question. And this is really, really important. So how much will you be receiving in your business every month when you are fully booked? Type it in. I'm ready to know. I'll give you a second. Waiting for the comments to come through. There's always a little bit of lag time. By the way, I didn't check. Is my headphones working clearly today? Because sometimes they're a bit not good. Okay, 1,500. Awesome. What else? What else have we got? Share with me. How much income will you be receiving in your business every month if you're fully booked? Let's see it. Let's see it. 4,000, 20,000, 5 clients over 5 days. Awesome. 5,000, 2,000, as much as I can, as much as I can. 2,000 ideally, 5K, 3,000 euros. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So obviously the numbers are totally different for you all, and that depends totally on you, on what you desire, on where you are in your business, on the kind of business that you've got, and what feels expansive to you. What I'd like you to check in with is this. That number, if you imagine yourself receiving that amount of money, how does it feel? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, I'm so freaking excited, I could almost wet myself, type excitement, like, yay, this is amazing. 1 being like, this is absolutely crap. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited do you feel about receiving that income? Pop it in there. How excited do you feel about receiving that income? We've got lots of different numbers coming through. So 18K, 10K, 3.5K, 6K, 3K, 1.5K. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited do you feel? I love it. Oh my God, 10. That's fabulous. What else? Tell me. 10, 10, 10. Lucy, 20K. So excited. Okay, awesome. Because it's really, really important that you do feel excited, that you feel really lit up by that number. Because if there's any part of you that's like, yeah, that's good, but I'd like a bit more, then you need to raise that number. Absolutely. Okay. So if there's any part of you that's like, maybe if you're coming out like a 7 or an 8, it's like, okay, make it bigger, because you want to feel lit up by this number. You want to be like, hell yes, this is the number, this is going to feel amazing. And in your mind's eye, and this is the next really important step, right? Because this is all part of the process. Fully booked is only part of the process. Making 5K months, 10K months, 20K months is only part of the process. The next step is why. Why do you want to earn this money? What is it going to give you? Because none of us want to earn the money just for the sake of having the money, right? None of us are like, yeah, I want to earn 20K months, it's going to sit there in my bank and do nothing with it. Right? So I want to know with you, for you, what are you doing with that money? Why is it so important? What's your why for earning that amount of money? And I'm going to have a quick sip of my coffee. It's gone very cold while you type it in. What's your why? What are all the things that you're going to do with that money? Kez, stuck at the hospital at the moment, but you can catch up later. Awesome. I'm not that excited because I don't believe it. Oh, so this is really important, Paula. I'm so glad that you've written this down. It's a brilliant point, because you won't be alone in this, by the way. There will be other people. This is what we need to do. There's 2 ways to do this, right? Either you can bring the amount down a little bit. to one that you can believe, or we need to reinstall new beliefs in you so that you begin believing that you are the woman who can do this. So this is really about shifting your mindset around it. So if there's anyone else who's like, yes, I want that amount of money, it feels amazing, like it's this much, or it's this much, or it's this much, and it feels like woohoo, but I don't actually believe I can. So actually, if I start thinking about it, I just feel icky and a bit like, freak out mode around it. You need to shift your mindset. You need to practice daily stepping into the version of you who makes that money with ease. So it's those affirmations, it's using affirmations, it's using meditation, it's using journaling, it's using all these things that we can do to shift our mindset to the belief that, of course, I am the woman who makes 20K a month with ease consistently. I am the woman who is fully booked in her diary. I am the woman who gets to really enjoy the money that she earns. Okay, let's see. Freedom and a legacy. What else? So you can do your house up, have more holidays, have a brand new car, better family life, more things you could do with the kids, no money pressures, absolutely lovely. Travel, a bigger house for the kids, holidays, future stability, awesome. Because this is really important, and you need to be tapping into this all the time. Every time you think about, I want to be getting fully booked, it's like, yeah, fully booked means what? How much? So 20K a month or whatever it might be. And why? And money needs a home. And again, I'll dive into this more later on in the training in the week, but money needs a home. If your current set point for money is 5K a month, but you want to receive 10K a month, and you do, and that money goes into your bank account and it just sits there for a bit, what you might find is that it suddenly just disappears. Like it gets spent and it disappears. It's like, oh, hold on a minute. I made all that extra money. Where did it go? We're going to talk about if this is happening to you and how to avoid this in a training later on this week. So if that comes up, we've got thoughts coming up around that, don't we? So to pay off debt or credit cards and things, debt free and a life full of more experiences. Love it. For your family, live a luscious life. I love it. Deposit for a house. Okay, so you've got your why. This is awesome. Totally love it. And you need to stay tapped into this why all the time, because this is the thing that drives you. This is the reason why, of course, you want to earn this money, because you're going to be able to do amazing things. And it's not about waiting until you have that result to feel those things. So I want you to think about all these things that you've put, like debt-free, have a new car, a new wardrobe, all these kind of things that you've put here. What does having these things allow you to feel? Because that's what it comes down to, right? What actually makes you feel joyful, enjoy life fully, really feel alive and excited and amazing every single day is not the things that you have. By the way, having nice things, totally agree. It's lovely. We want to have nice things, but it's not actually the things. It's the feeling we get by having the things. So what I want you to home in on now, because this is the next step, is what are the feelings that you will have by being fully booked, earning that income, having these things? How will you feel? What are all the things that you will feel on a daily basis? That's what I want to know. This is really important. This is like the most important bit. So what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? How do you want to feel? Proud of what you've achieved. Fun. Annabella's like, fun. Yes, I love a bit of fun. You can tell that fun is one of my like core desired feelings, because I just love a bit of fun and craziness. Proud of what you've achieved. Awesome. Here's the thing though, Suzanne. When it's like you're normal and you're just achieving this all the time, will you still feel proud? Or will it just be like, yeah, of course, like I'm a woman who. So maybe you still feel grateful, but maybe you'll fully embody the fact that, of course, you do this every month with ease because it's who you are. You own it. It's part of your identity. 3, sense of achievement and stress-free, happy and proud of yourself. You feel like a super BS businesswoman, pure joy. I love it. Peace, love, joy, fun, and contentment, joy, success. Okay, gorgeous words. Gorgeous words. I love them. And here's the secret, because we don't have to wait to be fully booked, to earn the money, to have the things, to feel this way. You can choose to feel this way today, now, in the moment. And the way that you actually magnetize and attract those things into your life is by embodying that feeling now. So that feeling of freedom, that feeling of joy, that feeling of success, that feeling of fulfillment, that feeling of peace, that feeling of love. It's about stepping into that and experiencing it fully right now, today. So here's the task that we're going to do now, and this is really, really important. This is like the key part of today. So stay with me. Get a pen and paper. Grab a pencil or whatever. A pencil, paper. Let me roll up my sleeves because this is the serious bit that we need to get to. I need to keep an eye on the time. 11:11. Oh, I love it when it's like double numbers like that. I've got cleaners coming soon, so I need to let them in. And I've got my mastermind group, so I need to get a move on. So I want you to ask yourself, if you were already achieving X amount per month, so whatever your number is. So if I was achieving 5K a month, or if I was achieving 20K a month, or whatever it is for you, and then on your page, I want you to split it down. Can you see just on there? I've done like 1, 2. So we've got 3 little comments across, 3 little columns across the page. The first column at the top, you're going to write have. You probably can't read my terrible writing, but have in the first column. Be and do. Apparently I can't write O's, my O's disappeared. Do in the second column, and feel in the third column. Okay, so divide your paper into 3. Have in the first column, be, do in the second column, feel in the third column. Give me a little thumbs up, a little love heart if you've done it. Love all these feelings, by the way. Free, light, happy, gorgeous, satisfied, content, getting up each day with fun, with colouring clients. Love it. Every day will feel like jumping on a plane. Calm, joyous, excited. These are gorgeous, by the way. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous feelings to be stepping into. Doesn't it feel good? Like even if as you just focus on them, even as you just think of them, you can feel yourself really like whew, embodying that feeling. It's gorgeous. So you ready? I'm going to take it all as a little, yes, fabulous. You ready? Okay, so if you were already receiving, I'm going to say 20K consistent months, what would you have in your life? So you've put some of these already, but go more into it. So here's some of the things that I put as I was thinking that I'd have more fabulous funnels consistently bringing in new clients to me. I'd probably be putting more money in my Facebook ads because that's one of the things that I like. I would probably be charging higher prices for my one-to-one clients. I would have a brand new, big, beautiful office in my garden, which is what I'm planning at the moment. I would have more regular photo shoots because having good photos is important in my business, and it's something that I avoid all the time. These are things that I would have specifically in my business, but you can also say as part of your life. So you might also say I'd have a new car, or I'd have a bigger house, or I'd have more holidays. Those things are on mine because actually pretty much I've got the car that I like. I'm in a nice house. I'm having some holidays, and all that feels pretty good at the moment. But I want you to put all the things that you would have if you were already receiving that amount of money every month consistently in your business. And feel free to write them in the comments here because I'd love to hear some of them as well. You've done your columns. Okay, awesome. So what are those things that you would have? And if you've written some of them down, I'd love you to share some of them in the comments with me so I can see what's coming up. Once you've gone through this have column, and by the way, you can come back to this later, you can spend time on this later by all means, because the more you do this, the more it's going to shift your mindset, the more you're going to actually start shifting your results to fabulously fully booked, and the woman who of course is making this amount of money every single month. So all the haves. The next column is the bees and the do's. So things like, well, if I was already receiving 50K consistent cash received months, I would be investing in even more supporting my business. So I'd have more people working for me, taking more of the work off my hands. I already have an amazing team actually, but I'd probably bring some more people in to help. I would have, and this is an interesting one, more solid boundaries in my business, because I will still sometimes bend to clients' needs when they're saying, oh, I need to do this, or I need to do this, can I? I will still sometimes shift myself around to make life easy for them. If I was a consistent 50K a month coach, I think I'd be a little bit stricter around that. Of course, I still want to help my clients, but I also know that I need to help myself too. I'd probably personally have more pre-recorded trainings. I'd also be So some of the things that might come up for you, because that being is, well, I might be more free. So I might work from different places. I might have an office somewhere that feels amazing. I might be doing less of the work myself, and might have more people working for me. What is it for you? Like, I'm throwing ideas out here, but all your businesses are really unique and different. So I'd love to hear what comes up for you. So you've got further training, more varied stock, VA, online programs, consistent clients, paid speaking opportunities, awesome, more money for advertising, improving training and products, fabulous. So there's lots of good things coming up here. So we've got that have column, the be do column, and then the feel column. So on the third column, exactly what you put before, it's all the things that you will feel. You'll feel fulfilled, you'll feel confident, you'll feel clear, you'll feel supported, all of these things now. So I'm going to carry on talking, but you can come and add more into this later, and I would absolutely suggest that you do. The way that you get into alignment, the way that we attract the things that we want in life, and by the way, you will have attracted tons of the things that you want in your life, probably without even realizing it, is that we have to get into energetic alignment with that thing. It has to become part of our personality, because we have set points. We have this belief in this way that we see ourselves. So at the moment, there might be some of you who still see your business as a hobby. You won't think of it as a hobby, but you're probably not owning it as a real business. You might not see yourself as a businesswoman. You might not see yourself as a 10K a month woman who, of course, earns that much consistent income every single month. You might not have that as part of your identity. And if it's not yet part of your identity, you will not be showing up in that way, you will not be behaving in that way, and therefore you won't be getting the results that you want, okay? And I really want you to wrap your head around this. Some of you will have heard me talking about this, and this won't be new to you, or you'll have heard it lots of times, but there's a big difference between knowing and doing. So my question to you who's heard this is, how fully are you actually being it, practicing it, doing it every single day? Those of you who are a bit like, oh my gosh, what she's talking about, I'm like, this is a bit woo-woo. I want you to step into this. I want you to start realizing and noticing that your beliefs about yourself have everything to do with the results that you are getting in life. If you embody completely the fact that you are making this money now, you will take actions that are different. You will feel differently. Your self-talk will be different. I know full well when I was in that place where I was making £200 or £300 a month in my business, my self-talk that I had back then was totally different to the self-talk I have now. The way that I saw myself back then was totally different to the way I see myself now. Like back then, I wouldn't have even, like, I didn't even tell people I was a coach, really. I avoided it because I didn't even want to say the words. Whereas now I'm like, well, of course I'm a businesswoman, and of course I'm a fabulous coach, because it's just part of my identity. It's who I am, right? Of course I'm a six-figure business owner, like, of course, because it's now my identity and I own it completely. And so you need to step into and practice stepping into, you get to do this every single day, stepping into these beliefs, this mindset, this thought process. And when you take action, it's not, oh, what should I be doing to grow my business? What have I got to do today? That's not the question. Instead, the question is, as this version of me, as this businesswoman who is making this income every single month, what am I choosing today? What is this thing that I'm going to do today that's going to massively impact my business? One of the things, this was a bit of an aha for me a couple of months ago, actually, is I realized that in my business, I did play very, very safe. I would only take a step forward if I was really, really sure that I was going to get the results that I wanted. I realized that I wasn't taking risks. I wasn't taking risks from me. And when I thought about it, and I was thinking as a multiple six-figure business owner or a seven-figure business owner, I would be taking risks. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Because I would realize that when I take those risks, I could potentially get exponential results because of it. And so, of course, what did I need to step into? I needed to step into taking more calculated risks now, rather than playing quite so safe. And so I want you to think about, what does this mean for you? So what are some of those things that you've put in the have column and the be and the do column and the feel column that you can step into now in some way? Now, maybe let's take, for example, are you with me? Give me a little like, yes, you with me? Have you got any questions? At the moment, are you like, I've got no idea what you're talking about. If you've got any questions about this, type them in and I'll explain it a little bit more. And that's exactly what you're like. Okay, Sean, I'm completely stuck with this. I don't want for anything. If I was booked more, I just feel more confident and it helps my depression. Okay, so here's the thing. At the moment, if you're in that place where you're like, I don't want for anything, the chances are you're not fully letting yourself dream and feel into all the expansiveness and all the amazing stuff that's out there. Because as human beings, it is natural for us to want to grow. It's hardwired into us. So it's about starting to allow yourself to dream. What would that feel like? What would that be like? Well, everyone wants more of something in their lives. Like, even if you're in a place where you're like, my life is freaking amazing, there is still more that you can have. And why would you not have it? Because it's available. Okay. We get to live our lives are as joyful and as expansive and as exciting and as fulfilling as we allow them to be. And if we want to allow more joy and more excitement and more expansiveness and more amazing experiences, we have to allow ourselves to dream it and see it so that we can say, yes, like, hell yes, I see this, I want this, thank you, yes, please, amazing. And then get into huge gratitude for the fact that we get to enjoy it. Because for me, that's what life is about. I've got two beliefs around what my life is about. One, it's about having as many joyful experiences as possible. And two, it's about helping other people have as many joyful experiences as possible. And I do that in my life on a daily basis, and I do it in my business. So it's about just opening up and helping yourself see, well, what would feel good? And if at the moment you can't make those leaps, it's just starting to spill into it a little bit. It's starting to journal, it's starting to meditate, it's starting to do those things to help you shift your mindset to open it up more. Okay, so we've got yes, 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 I am playing it too safe. Oh, awesome, Leonie, that you've noticed that. Yvonne, you're with me. You're playing safe because of the good mom comment you made earlier. Yeah, absolutely. Those beliefs are huge, right? Struggling with the be and the do. So maybe it's things like, it might be things about marketing. It might be how you talk about your business. It might be, well, if I was making 20K a month in my business, I would be standing on stage and sharing more about it. I would be, you know, maybe I'd be, I'm trying to think if you've got more of an in-person business, what you might be doing. I'd be advertising in papers and things. I'd be speaking on radio stations. I'd be having my own podcast. I'd be hosting huge events. There was a woman that I coached a while ago who had a small little tiny salon, and there was her and one other woman who kind of rented a seat in it. And she was like, you know what, I want to have this gorgeous big salon where celebrities come to. I want to have this big, beautiful thing. And you know what? She has got it now. It's right in the centre of Manchester. It's filled with celebrities. It's a huge, beautiful salon. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's because she stepped into it and she allowed it. So, and it's noticing what are the things that I really want so that we can start doing it now. And sorry, I know what I was going to say before I got lost, is it's about embodying and embracing and doing as many of those things as we can right now, even if it's a smaller level. So let me take, for example, one of mine was I'd put more money into Facebook ads. Let's say you're saying, well, I want to run Facebook ads for my business, but I have no money right now. Maybe you want to be putting like £500 a month into Facebook ads in your business because you're like, that would be awesome. Loads of people would be seeing my business. But right now, you feel like, but I don't have the money. Well, what if you started just putting £10 in a week? What if you started increasing that just a little bit? Before you know it, you're going to get to that place where you're bringing in many, many more clients to your business. There's always a way that you can start small and grow it. If you're thinking and you're saying stuff, well, I want to feel more free because I don't feel like I've got that freedom and I want that freedom so much. It's like, how can you give yourself a taste of freedom now? Maybe you can't jet off to that gorgeous holiday place, but maybe you can walk down to the local coffee shop, sit outside, read a book for half an hour and feel free and enjoy it. Maybe you can just go and switch off and lie in the sunshine, shut your eyes, do nothing for half an hour and feel free. So the point is, I want you to have a look at all those things that you've written in those comments. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you start allowing and doing more of this right now, even if it's only a tiny, teeny little bit, knowing that every single day you're going to do more and more and more and more. And before you know it, you will have embraced it fully. It will be there. You will be making that money. You will be fully booked and it'll feel amazing. So it's about starting now, allowing it now, because that's what's going to bring in a result. How does that sound? And more importantly, do you feel like you can do this? Do you feel like you can actually go and take action on this right now, today? So this brings me to your action for today. If you've got any questions, still pop them in. Your action for today is this. I want you to write out your dream day as the 20K a month business owner, or whatever it was for you. So that number for you. So my dream day as a ex-businesswoman is, and I want you to write out your dream day. So what time do you, working day, by the way, what time do you get up? What do you do? How do you start work? What are you doing? What are the things that you do in your day that feel amazing? Who have you got there to support you? I want you to write out your dream day, and then I want you to share it in the Facebook group, Women on the Rise Facebook group. This group, I want you to share it, because that's how you're going to get your points for today, that you go into the draw to win one of the prizes at the end. Okay, so does that make sense? Have you got that? Have you got it? Have you got it? I'm going to have a little look at all of these things in a moment. So let me say that one more time. Your task for today is to write out your dream day as the whatever month businesswoman that you're stepping into now and owning now, after we've talked through it all today. Okay, are you with me? Give me a little thumbs up, a little heart, so I know that you've got it and it's making sense. If you've got any questions, ask that now. Oh, I love that you're supporting each other in the comments. That's gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, yes, hell yes. But I think the first job might be to declutter the physical sometimes. So yes, by the way, I hear this all the time, right? People will say, I can't do that until I've done this. And it's not true. That's a block. That's a mindset block, and it's a story you're telling yourself. So for example, let me think of a good example. I've got none right at this moment. Like the whole thing, yeah, but our cluster, I think we can say that our outside, we need to do these things, we need to sort that room, we need to do that before we can do this. It's like, no, do this now and then pay someone to come and do it. Today, I've got a team of cleaners, like 4 cleaners coming to clean my house, because the great thing is, I don't have to do it anymore, because I can be here, I can give value, I can do what I love, and I can get people to support me doing all the things that I don't want to do. Okay, so you've got yes, 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 makes perfect sense. Awesome. Okay, Sean, I've been struggling for 19 years with it and been trying to make a success of your business for 6 years now. I've tried lots of things, but I can't find how to attract the right clients. No inquiries. Okay, we're going to be going more into attracting clients and getting fully booked and the activities around that the rest of this challenge. So we will be continuing at 10:30 every single day this week. We're going to be diving into different aspects of this each day. So as I said, we're going to be talking about magnetizing your ideal clients to you. We're going to be talking about your marketing strategies. We're going to be talking about your money mindset. We've got loads to be doing. I really, really, really would love you to come and, if possible, join me live, because it's so easy to actually lose track of the trainings and fall behind if you don't. So I'd love to just hear from you. Have you enjoyed today's training? Give me a little thumbs up, or share with me something that you've taken from today to help you move forward now. I would love to hear something like that, because that's always just really nice to see. So please do share that with me. Share in the group your dream day as the businesswoman who is making that amount of money now. Thank you for your little love heart. That's gorgeous. I will see you all at 10:30 tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this and you've got business friends or whoever that you know would enjoy it too, feel free to bring them into the group, tell them about it, tag them into it. And if you watch the replay, I hope you've really enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody. Yes, amazing. Go and have a kick-ass day. Step into the woman who is already there. And it's like, hell yes, of course I am that already. And I will see you tomorrow. That's it now. Bye.